Pete White, Waymar White Jr. Everybody calls me Pete. I grew up in Mercer County. Parents divorced when I was at a young age. I think it was 12. I rebelled against everybody and everything. Not saying I didn't have a good upbringing. I had a big family that loved me, but I guess that just wasn't enough. Mom and Dad splitting up had a big effect on my life. When I was old enough, I moved into the Quad Cities for a few years, lived with my dad, and he let me do basically whatever I wanted to do. Me and him partied together, and that's what I called love. Once the family seen what road I had chose, a lot of them decided that I shouldn't be around them or their kids or in their lives. And I can't blame them for that, but that just gave me more of an excuse, to run on my own. For young men not to have a father figure in their lives that can help them choose the right road. I think that was one of the big problems in my life. My dad wasn't in my life, and it wasn't a good structure, drinking and partying and drugs. He had his own things, his own way of teaching me, and I picked up on that, but I used it to, a criminal way of thinking, I thought I was escaping the Quad Cities and the drugs and drinking, so I moved back to Mercer County, where I met my wife. I still say to this day that meeting Melissa and her getting pregnant with the kids, I said it saved my life. I expected to be locked up for the rest of my life. And the life that I was leading, I totally expected to maybe lose my life. And I guess that just wasn't enough. Because even after the kids was born, I continued to do the drugs and continued to drink and continued to be a selfish asshole. There's so many things I look back on that I wish I could do over. Letting the kids play in the mud puddles, dressing up for Halloween, the pride that I took in not doing the things that my kids wanted. It humiliates me now. I'm ashamed. I just don't understand it. Me and Melissa were together for almost 10 years, 9 years. And I thought since I was going to work and, I was working sometimes 7 days a week, I thought if I was going to work and putting in all the overtime and making all this money, and so she didn't have to work, and I thought that was the meaning of being a man. And how wrong that is. If I were a man, my family would have had God, Jesus Christ in their lives. If I were a man, I would have put them in front of me. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. I was always first, I always felt alone, in my mind and in my heart. My wife and I split up July 15th, 2011. She says, will you just stop drinking? Maybe we can go to counseling. Maybe we can go to church. No, No, I'm not doing none of that bullshit. I don't want it. People would tell me they're praying for me. I used to get so mad. Don't pray for me, I don't deserve it. So we split up. And a few months later, October 21st, 2011, I got drunk and decided I was going to go break into our garage that I had just as much right to as she did. And in the end, I didn't break into the garage. What I done was I took the life of my wife. I killed Melissa. For 2 years, 3 years, I fought with it. I tried talking my way out of it. And I told myself that since that's not what I went there for, I went there to take my things. I didn't go there to kill Melissa. I said that I'm not guilty, talking to different people, the sheriff's department and everything else. I believe that I might have got away with it. There's something that told me I didn't want to get away with it. Something was gnawing at me. For 3 years now, I've had horrible nightmares, just evil thoughts, about what I had done. And I think the biggest thing that struck me was who else knew? Even though I didn't grow up, with the Lord on my side, and I was, I spoke out against God and quite, all that stuff. I was a non-believer in what He could do for me, but when I asked myself who knew besides myself, it was God. And that it hit me. It hit me hard. How could I ask God for forgiveness? How could I ask Him to spare my life? And how could I ever face my kids if I wasn't willing to swallow my pride and confess? I got up off my bunk and I went to the door and I banged on the door until the guards came, and I said, I got to talk to the sheriff. I was reaching out for help. I needed something. I needed something to take control of my life. Because I can't even control my thoughts. I can't control my nightmares. Walking back to my cell, I felt different. I was breathing easier. Just something was gone. The weight on my shoulders, on my heart was gone. And for about the first time in 3 years, I slept straight through the night. And He took my nightmares from me. If I could take someone's life, and be forgiven for that, that is just downright powerful. So I asked Him to take control of my life, and I believe 100% that He is. I don't know if I can ever forgive myself. Now my kids are growing up without their mother and father. Well, I wasn't able to do it for them, but I hope he uses me. Maybe reach out to some of these young kids and show them that there's something better, that they can have Christ in their lives, and that they don't have to go down the same road before it's too late. I believe that God told me it was time to confess, and then that he has something better in store for me. I really do. One thing that I've thought about, and one thing that really scares me, is that someday my kid might come in there. I pray all the time that that both of them, both my kids, are gonna grow up and grow up to know God and have him in their lives. I wanted somebody to help me. And well, now here we said about a couple of months or a month later or whatever it is, and I think I found my help. Come Be Free Ministries, and Travis and Grizz gave me the tools to start the work on becoming a better man, accepting my sins and dealing with them, and coming forward and confessing. I don't know that I could have done it without them. They helped me. They showed me that who God was, and that he loves me and forgives me for my sins. And it was powerful for me. It was a big deal. If there was good there for me, then there's good there for just about anybody, because for them to accept me and reach out to me after what I've done, God's got to be working in them. I think I'm freer now than what I've been all my life. Now I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I have a place. People might say I'm crazy or institutionalized, but maybe that's what it takes.